Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I present about corporate social responsibility, I will first introduce myself. My name is Kavya Aditya Nugraha, NPM 200 106 105 from the D3 Accounting Student Program and in a class A2. Definition of corporate social responsibility. The definition of corporate social responsibility (CSR) is a concept or action taken by a company as a sense of corporate responsibility towards the social and surrounding environment where the company is located. Corporate social responsibility is an approach where company integrates social concern in their business operation and in their interaction with stakeholders, based on the principle of partnership and volunteerism. Nuriana in 2005. According to Kotler and Nancy 2005, CSR is defined as a company's commitment to improving community welfare through good business practice and contributing part of the company resource. Meanwhile, according to World Business Council for Sustainable Development, it states that corporate social responsibility (CSR) is an continuous commitment from the business community to behave ethically and contribute to economic development while improving the quality of life of employees and their family as well as local community and the wider community in general. So, in general, corporate social responsibility is the company's responsibility to society outside of its economic responsibility. The activities that companies carry out for social purpose without taking into account their economic gain or loss. History of corporate social responsibility. The term CSR first appeared in the writing of social responsibility of the businessman in 1953. This concept, which was initiated by Howard Rodman Brown, answered the unrest in the business world. Later, CSR was adopted immediately because it could be an antidote to the bad impression of the company that was already in the minds of the community, and more than that, entrepreneurs were labeled as money hunters who didn't care about the impact of poverty and environmental damage. Even though it is simple, the term CSR is very marketable through the CSR of the entrepreneurs who do not need to be bothered with feelings of guilt. CSR is a non-profit oriented responsibility for social activity. Several other names that are similar and often identified with CSR are corporate giving, corporate philanthropy, corporate community relation, and community development. In terms of motivation, the four names can be interpreted as a CSR dimension or approach. If corporate giving has the motive or charity, corporate philanthropy with humanitarian motives, and corporate community relation breed charm, community development is more nuanced of empowerment. In a global context, the term CSR has been used since the 1970 and has become increasingly popular, especially after the creation of John L. Kingston's book, Cannibal with Forks, The Triple Bottom Line in 21st Century Business, 1998, developing three important components of sustainable development, namely economic growth, environment protection, and social equity, initiated by the World Commission of Environment and Development. In the Brundtland Report, Elkington sparked CSR into three focus: 3P, profit, plan, and people. A good company is not only after mere economic gain, but a concern for environment sustainability and the welfare of society. In Indonesia, the term corporate social responsibility was known in the 1980, but has been increasingly popular use since 190. Increasingly, corporate social responsibility active are known as CSR or corporate social activity. This CSR active can be said to be the name CSR because the concept and mindset use almost the same. The Indonesian Accountant Association, the Management Accountants Compartment, has held the Indonesian Sustainability Reporting Award since 2005. In general, ISRA aims to promote CSR volunteer reporting to company in Indonesia by giving awards to company that make the best report on CSR activity. Up to ISRA 2006, mining, automotive, and state-owned enterprise dominate participation in ISRA. The emergence of the concept of CSR is driven by tendency in industrial society, which can be abbreviated as the DIF phenomenon, which in English means DIF, an acronym of dehumanization, equalization, aquarimation, and feminization. Suharto, 2006. A. Industrial domination, equalization of public right, aquarimation of the industry world, feminization of the world of work. Legal business of corporate social responsibility. CSR activities are affirmed in two laws, namely Law Number 40 of 2010 concerning limited liability company, Article 744, and Law Number 25 of 2006 concerning investment, Article 15(1). Scope of corporate social responsibility. In the development of more recent business ethics, a more comprehensive idea has emerged regarding the scope of corporate social responsibility. Until now, there are four areas that are considered and accepted as the scope of corporate social responsibility. 1. Company involvement in social activity that are useful for the benefit of the wider community. As a form of corporate social responsibility, companies are expected to be involved in various activities that are primarily to promote and improve the welfare of the community. So, corporate social and moral responsibility here is mainly manifest in participating in certain activity for the community. 2. Economical advantage. The purpose of business to seek profit for the sake of maintaining the continuity of the business and the company, which concern all the people involved in the business. 3. Fulfill the legal rules that apply in a society. Companies have an obligation as well as an interest to maintain social order and order. One of the most tangible form of maintaining social order and order as a form of corporate social responsibility is by obeying the prevailing legal rules, because if it does not comply with the applicable legal rules, public order and order will not be realized. 4. Respect for the rights and interests stakeholder or parties' interest in the business activity of a company. This means that in its business activity, a company needs to pay attention to the right and interests of these parties: consumer, worker, investor, creditor, supplier, distributors, local community, and the government, and so on. Argument against and supporting corporate social engagement. The argument against the social engagement include: 1. Main business purpose is pursuing maximum profit. 2. Divide purpose and confusing hope. 3. Social engagement cost. 4. Lack of skilled personnel in the field of social activity. While the argument demanding the need for corporate social involvement include: 1. Changing community needs and expectation. 2. Limited natural resource. 3. A better social environment. 4. Balance of responsibility and power. 5. Business have useful resource. And 6. Long-term benefits. Principles that must be upheld in implementing CSR. The first principle is sustainability. The second principle, CSR is a long-term program. The third principle, CSR will have a positive impact on society, both economically, environment, and sociality. Companies that carry out CSR must care and consider the impact. The fourth principle is that the funds taken for CSR are not included in the company's cost structure as in the budget for marketing, which will ultimately be transformed into the selling price of the product. CSR that is true does not burden consumer. Benefit of corporate social responsibility. CSR benefit for the company. 1. Maintain and boost the company's reputation and image. 2. Eligible for a social license to operate. 3. Reducing the company business risks. 4. Widen cross-resource. 5. Spread access to the market. 6. Reducing the cost. 7. Improve relation with stakeholder. 8. Improve relation with regulator. 9. Increase employee morale and productivity. 10. The opportunity to get an award. Benefit of CSR for the community. The company's CSR activity will provide many benefits to the community, including the following. 1. Accelerate the improvement of community welfare around the company. 2. Opening workspace and opportunity to improve people's life. 3. To assist government program in poverty alleviation. 4. Improve education standard. 5. Solution of environment problem. 6. It will further strengthen and empower people's life both economically and in social institutions and reduce the occurrence of social conflicts. 7. Improve health standard by providing facility and infrastructure that support health, especially for the surrounding community. CSR implementation also provides benefits for the government. Through CSR, a relationship between the government and company will be created in overcoming various social problems, such as poverty, low quality of education, lack of access to health, and so on. Model of corporate social responsibility implementation. According to Saidi and Abidin, there are at least 4 models or pattern of CSR applied in Indonesia, namely 1. Directly involvement. 2. Through foundation or corporate social organization. 3. Partnering with other party. 4. Support or join a consortium. According to Said and Abidin in 2005, basically CSR has several types or sector of activity. There are 9 types of or sector of CSR activity, namely 1. Social service. 2. Education and research. 3. Health for emergency. 5. Environment. 6. Productive economy. 7. Art, sport, and tourism. 8. Infrastructure and housing development. And 9. Law, advocacy, and politics. The company category is related to the implementation of CSR. 1. Based on the proportion of company profits and CSR budget. A. Minimalist companies. Companies that have low profit and CSR budgets. B. Economically companies that have high profit but low CSR budget. C. Humanist companies that have low profit but high proportion of the CSR budget. D. Reformer companies that have a high profit and CSR budget. The company view that CSR is not a burden but an opportunity to advance. 2. Based on CSR objective, promotion or community empowerment. A. Passive companies that implement CSR without a clear purpose. B. Impressive company. CSR is prioritized for promotion. C. Aggressive company. CSR is prioritized for empowerment. D. Progressive company. The company implements CSR for the purpose of promotion and empowerment because it is considered beneficial and supports one another for the progress of the company. Form of implementation of corporate social responsibility. Various forms of CSR implementation can be explained as follows. 1. Consumer, in the form of using material that environment friendly, harmless, and profit clear information and instruction, including information and spare part and after sales service, as well as other information that consumer must know. 2. Employees, in the form of equal rights and obligation for all employees regardless of faith, ethnicity, religion, and class. Employers receive awards based on their competence and performance assessment result. 3. Community and the environment, in the form of humanitarian and environmental activity both in the vicinity of the company and in other areas that are in need. Activities for this community include blood donation activity involving employees, providing assistance to areas affected by disaster. 4. Health and safety, in the form of guarding and routine maintenance of facility and office environment according to instruction and related agency. Example of corporate social responsibility. Starbucks has long been recognized for its sense of corporate social responsibility and its commitment to sustainability and community well-being. According to the company, Starbucks has achieved many of its CSR milestones since opening its door. According to the 2019 Global Social Impact Report, their achievements including achieving 99% of coffee sourced ethnically, creating a global farmer network, piloting green building across its store, contributing millions of hours community service, and creating innovative college programs to do so partner or employees. Starbucks targets for 2020 and beyond including employing 10,000 refugees, reducing the environmental impact of its cups, and engaging in employees in environmental leadership. Today, there are many socially responsible companies whose brands are known for their CSR program, such as Ben Jerry's Ice Cream and Everland, a clothing retailer.